welcome back to my channel. So a couple weekends ago I asked for your feedback on what you wanted to see next on this channel, and a lot of you voted to see my meal plan and meal prep. So that's exactly what this video is going to be about. Now I'm currently on a nutritional cleanse protocol. So basically that means I'm just eating whole foods. No refined sugar, no grains, no legumes, just keeping it very simple, eating lots of vegetables, lots of fruit, good quality protein, good fat, and I'm feeling so good. I'm not going to talk about the protocol and why I'm doing it and all those things in this video, because that's a whole other video that I think would be good closer towards the end of this protocol. But for this video, I'm going to show you guys what I'm planning for the next couple days in terms of meal planning and then also prepping. So to start, we have to plan. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do every single time I'm about to do a meal prep to make sure I stay on track so that I use my time very efficiently and making sure that I am hitting all the food groups that are important to make sure you have at every single meal. So this is step one. Okay, so in my last video, I showed you my nice neat desk, and that was not reality. This is more or less what it is. I've got so many books, iPad, headphones, just so many cords, chargers, that this is the reality. My smoothie I'm still working away on, headphones, and all the goods. So the very first thing that I do when I am planning my meals is I actually write down all of the ingredients that I have. So I write down all the vegetables that I have and then also my main sources of protein, because truthfully, those are the two things I'm focusing on increasing. I want to make sure that I'm consuming both veg as well as protein at every single meal. And if you are not doing that, I suggest that you do that too. So this is my current list of what I have in the fridge and then fridge and freezer that I am going to be prepping. Now from there, I plan for the next 3 days. Some people are really good at doing 5 days, 7 days, but for me, I just do 3 days because I do get sick of eating the same foods over and over again. And I also do like to cook. So I am going to now plan for the next 3 days, and once I do that, I'll show you what my plan is and how I'm going to do this. Okay, here is my list and my plans. So the things that I need to make are sweet potato, squash, and regular potatoes, egg bites, chicken, cauliflower soup, apple muffins, and ground turkey. And this is how I'm laying it out this week. So for breakfast, it'll be egg bites and a smoothie. Lunches are cauliflower soup with chicken, ground turkey, and peppers, which is a leftover from the previous night. And dinners are root vegetables with Brussels sprouts and chicken, ground chicken and peppers, and broccoli stir fry. And then my snack options are chia pudding, which I actually already made yesterday, and apple muffins. So I'm actually going to be following Keeping Up with Liv's recipe. I haven't made these before, but I've seen a few of my friends make them, so we're going to give them a try. So they're healthy apple cinnamon muffins that are paleo, and they look amazing, and they check all of the boxes for me right now in terms of ingredients that I can have. So this is my plan, and I'm gonna start to head to the kitchen and set myself up. Step one, have a clean kitchen and make yourself a tea. Step two, figure out what's gonna take you the longest to cook, because that's where you're gonna wanna start first. For me, I use the Instapot a lot. Whenever I'm doing root vegetables or cooking my protein, I always start by cooking it in the Instapot, and then whatever the recipe is or however else I want to make them, then I usually use the oven or the stovetop. So the first thing I'm going to do is cook my root vegetables, because although those don't take the longest in the Instapot, they do have to go into the oven after to be roasted. So I'm just going to get that step done and out of the way. Peel your root vegetables. Chop into medium-sized cubes. Add to Instapot and top with 1 inch of water. Set the manual setting to 4 minutes and let it do its thing. Okay, in the Instapot. Next up, I'm going to make the egg bites because they will also go in the oven with the root vegetables. Let's do this. Add 2 eggs to a bowl. I'm also adding egg whites for an additional source of protein, but not necessary. Chop up your peppers, add them to your eggs. Next up is spinach. I prefer my spinach fine, so I roll it all up and chop it small and then add it to my eggs. Next up are these beef sausages. Cutting them in small cubes, adding them to the egg mixture. Mix, mix, mix. And pour into oven-safe bakeware. And then I'm just gonna top with salt and pepper. I just realized I forgot to turn on the oven, so turn your oven on. I'm gonna put it on about 400 because I'm gonna cook this and then I'm gonna roast my root vegetables in it after. So go turn on the oven. Okay, that is still cooking. So those are root vegetables. I'm waiting for the oven to heat up. So right now I'm going to start my cauliflower soup, which is so simple and straightforward. I'm literally just boiling cauliflower. I'm also going to add a little bit of onion in there and then coconut milk, spices, blend it up, and that's it. So easy. So here we go. First up, you'll need cauliflower. Add to a large pot. Now I'm going to top with water and let it boil until the cauliflower is soft. Next up is the flavor. Chop up your onion. Add to a frying pan. Add organic extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt. Okay, these are going on the stove top just to saute up so that when the cauliflower is done, I can just add them to the blender and some coconut milk and spices. Next up, it's ground turkey. I did not pull this from the freezer before this video, so we're cooking it from frozen, which is fine. You just add a little bit of water and it takes a little bit longer to cook. So let's do it. It's suggested to do this with an oven mitt, but today I'm living a little on the wild side. Add your cooked root vegetables to a oven-safe pan. While the Instapot is still hot, I'm going to add my chicken breast in here, so I'm adding 4 because I'm sure Shay will have some this week as well, and then I can just have it to top on anything if I need a source of protein. Close the seal and I set it to 14 minutes. Okay, so I'm about to pop these in the oven, but first I'm going to season them with olive oil, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, cinnamon, and turmeric. You don't have to use all those spices, but they're the perfect combination. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little update on what's on the stovetop. So turkey's still cooking away there. Let's get there. Our cauliflower is done. And then in here is the onions, but I also added a little bit of sweet potato because there was just some mushy pieces that were at the bottom of the Instapot, so I figured I would just throw them into the soup. And then in here we have our roasted vegetables cooking, and then our egg white, which is almost done. All right, it's soup time. Get your blender. Add your cauliflower to the blender, including the water that was in it. Next, add your sauteed onions. Next, add your organic extra virgin olive oil, just a couple tablespoons. Pepper. Salt. Yeah, I like it salty. Turmeric, lots of turmeric. Give it bright orange color. And smoked paprika. All blended. Look at that color. So beautiful. Add it back into the pot. Then add your coconut milk or coconut cream, whichever you'd prefer. Stir, stir, stir. Okay, so the cauliflower soup is done. Tastes delicious. It's cooled down a little bit, and I'm gonna portion them out to containers for my lunches, and then once the chicken's done, I'm just gonna throw the chicken on top, and that's it. Okay, egg bites are done. It took about half an hour, and I'm just flipping these over to roast, and I'm actually going to turn the temperature up a little bit just to roast these a little bit better. And our ground turkey is just about done. All right, chicken is done. Release that pressure. Again, living life on the wild side. Take out your chicken breasts, store them in a glass container. Stop using plastic if you're using plastic. Chop up the chicken and add it on top of the soup. Hi. Are you waiting for some chicken? Are you waiting for some chicken? Would you like some chicken? I'm gonna give you some chicken. Just a small piece. Can you sit pretty? Sit. Good girls. Good girls. Okay, so that is the bulk portion of my meal prep. I'm leaving the turkey just as it is because I'm going to top it on top of peppers and bake it in the oven. And top it with like a creamy avocado cilantro style dressing. The root vegetables I'm just leaving as they are so I can have them as a snack, or later in the week I can also just saute them up with some eggs for breakfast if I'd like, or just have them as a side. We've got the soup, chicken to toss on anything when I need it. And for the rest of the week, there's also broccoli and Brussels sprouts that are on my meal plan, but I do like to cook those as I go. Otherwise I find they get soggy and gross and they don't take very long to cook. So the bulk of my meal prep is done. The only thing left is my muffins, and I kind of don't want to do them, but I have to do them because where I'm at in my protocol right now, I'm starting to crave things that are sweet and starchy and things like that. So in order to make sure that I'm staying on track and feeling good, I'm gonna prep them because that's what you gotta do if you want to succeed and progress and feel good. And that's what you do when you prioritize your wellness. So the last thing is the muffins, and then that's it. Let's do this. All right, we need eggs, maple syrup, coconut oil, almond milk, almond flour, arrowroot flour, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and an apple. So I have all of that here. I'm actually gonna use 2 apples because these are really small apples. Oven is preheated to 350. So you have to mix the wet ingredients in a separate bowl and mix them with the dry ingredients. We're gonna do this blender version because I'm all for like one dirty thing, and the blender is the easiest thing to clean. So let's do this. All right, first up, eggs in the blender. Next, we're adding that delicious maple syrup. Coconut oil, I'm using MCT oil because I need to use this up. It's coming close to date. Almond milk. After that's blended, then you add your almond flour, followed by your arrowroot starch. Next up is baking soda, baking powder, lots of cinnamon, always cinnamon. Blend that up. Next up, chop them apples. Little tiny pieces are gonna go on top of the muffins before you pop them in the oven. Got these reusable muffin tins from IKEA and I love them. Adding the batter in there, then topping with apples and a little tiny bit more cinnamon on top of each one. All right, muffins are in the oven, just waiting on those to finish. They're set for about 20 minutes and then my prep is done for the next few days, which makes me feel so good and so happy because I don't have to worry about cooking nutritious food. I don't have to worry about falling off the bandwagon, and I can just feel good for the rest of the week. So I get a lot of people actually ask me if Shay and I eat the same, and the answer is definitely not. Most of these meals are just for me, except for the chicken breast because he can just use that as he wants to, but we eat two totally different ways and that's okay. And maybe that's a video for another time. We can talk about our comparisons. Anyways, if you want to know that, drop a comment below and we can talk about what it's like for Shay to date a nutritionist in terms of health and wellness and food, supplements, and all of those things. So let me know below if that's something that you'd like to see. Otherwise, let's just wrap up this video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took a lot longer to record than I expected it to. I'm still very new to this filming and vlogging, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoy. I will tag in the comments the recipe for the muffins, which was from Keep Up with Liv, who is actually a naturopathic doctor in Toronto area. She is like the paleo queen. She has so many great recipes, so make sure you guys check her website out and maybe follow her on social media because she's always posting really great, delicious recipes. As I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's wrap it up here, Marissa, and hopefully I will see you guys soon in a new video. Just gonna try the batter. Pretty good.